All right. Okay. So I'll do the bar replay. How far back would you like me to go back?
If you go around here, that'll
Yeah.
be near Asia or right before it.
Okay. I'll do that and then remove some stuff here.
Yep.
All right. Mm-hmm.
You can hit the 15M. Look at what we were
Oh yeah,
coming,
15.
where we're coming
Yes.
from.
Yes. So let's hold that out first.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so squeeze it a little bit more.
Okay.
All right, so overall we were looking at this whole entire bullish leg from excuse me, trying to clear my throat.
Mhm.
Coming from a really low area from that weekly extreme on the weekly.
Mhm.
So the idea was that was a strong weekly level where we're getting all this bullish structure from. So excuse me.
Yep.
So we got some 4H highs taken out. Actually that's daily. So 4H should be like these guys.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at this area. Actually, yeah, that area.
Okay.
Excuse me. Oh, this is 15. Okay, so this is, I got to get my bearings here.
Mhm.
Look on the 4H real quick.
Sure.
Sometimes these time frames, they all look the same after a while. Like sometimes I'll be on the 10S and it'll look like the 4H.
Yeah, if you don't look at the actual time frame, you don't know which
Yeah.
one, right? Hey.
And sometimes I'll be on the 15M and it looks like the 1M.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so now so down here's that weekly level that we came up out of.
Yep.
And as soon as we took a few of these highs out, we had a pretty good confirmation of continuation.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can come in here and check this area.
Sure.
This is more current. So we've been trying to long it for quite a while is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So our previous high, excuse me, from here,
Mm-hmm.
you can count this one too. But it's more of like a little bit of a range before this move out.
Yep.
So you can classify this as a low and this is a high. And this
Mm-hmm.
came back to the extreme of this low, previous low. So we have
Yep.
a little break of structure here, even though it just had a wick. So we got this another break of structure here
Mm-hmm.
and create this high, which confirms this is our higher low.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a pullback. This doesn't really hit anything significant, but the range at that moment.
Right.
And then we have another break here. So this right here was our last higher high. This was our new higher, I mean, a higher low, higher high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when this thing came back real hard and it took this out, hit something at the extreme of this level. And we were thinking that it's still possible right now, I guess you could say, because we did break the structure here.
Mm-hmm.
We were thinking shorts, potentially.
Right.
So right now, you could say even a little bit early, if we take this high, then this was just a liquidity sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Or not that one. I'm sorry. This was a sweep of this low.
Okay, this one.
Yep. So we take these lows and then we push out hard here. So we were on the 15M, and you know who got down here.
Yep.
That was a good one. Freaking calling the bottom there.
Yep. So,
So cool.
Yeah.
when we
And
do
then
it.
yeah, 15 is good. Yeah, that was a good level.
Oh, you want me to still stay with the 4 hour for now, or?
No,
15
you're
is
good.
15
Yeah,
is
okay.
good. We're gonna
All
just get up to current session is real quick. So here's our sweep. We've got all this liquidity here, and then probably mitigating something over here.
Yep.
But we come up we take two levels of 15M. So we got this internal structure, and the idea here was that we take this low and then we take this high. So we got our first 15M chalk. So now we're looking for a continuation. So we never got a pullback into the range. It just kept breaking higher. And then I think this was about spread hours, or after New York, it just stayed here all day doing this, like all day long. So I had a trend line tool for the candle body closure to alert me here.
Okay.
And then I also had some stuff down here for alerts in case like this trend line was going to get run maybe into some other setup, but that never happened. So now you can zoom in here.
Sure.
And you can go ahead and play it.
Okay.
All right, so we break out. Here's the session start. So now we have we have like this last level here, and pretty much the confirmation here, and extra levels getting taken to the right. I mean the left. So we're looking at a, let's say, bit of a range into this area right before, and then it breaks out.
Yep.
So we're looking at potential longs somewhere in the range, back in the range. And in this case, we have two areas. We have the extreme, this guy, and this last reaction before the failure. So you can zoom in on this one. Getting in a little bit
First one
closer.
first.
Yep.
Okay.
Got this unmitigated doji here, which was this last reaction before the actual break itself. So this one is pretty much what caused the last move for before the break. And then you can say if this didn't set up, you can look for a setup at the extreme, which would be the origin of the move, which actually swept all this liquidity here, and then the push out. So both are valid. It's just we don't know if it'll come here or come here. So that's something typical sometimes when you have two POIs.
Yep.
So for example, she could have done this and she could have done that. And to be realistic, she could also have done that too.
Yep.
So now we can go, and also if you mark up this, finally all got taken out.
Sure.
This was first closest area was all this, and then this is more like confirmation also for trend continuation.
Okay.
It kind of, yep. Or you can just say this is just a structural highs.
Okay.
And then this was the break of this range here. So we have like because we're stuck here, so we didn't know if this was actually going to continue because it was holding here, and these lows like they were holding, but we didn't know if they were going to get run. So we needed confirmation. The confirmation came out of after the break of the range.
Yes.
And run some structure to the left. Not significant structure, but internal structure.
Right.
And this is all based off the higher time frame paired with the 15M shifting order flow and building bullish structure after the first sign of that 15M chalk. So okay, go back down a little bit to see that chalk. All right, so this one, for example, we should have maintained, if we were going to continue further, bullish order flow, I mean a bearish order flow here. So this was our 15M chalk.
Yes.
And so we take out this, we have a pullback, and the pullback does not actually give a setup here. So there's no real entry off of any POIs. It just takes off again. So it's not a big deal. We still have, I don't know, this gap is missing here, so maybe it looks like this.
Yeah.
So we have a chalk indication, that's early indication of order flow shifting, and then we take multiple levels out. So that's double confirmation. And so we can safely think about taking longs now. And now we have this pullback here. Let's look at this on the, I guess you could see the 1M maybe.
When I'm sure. Let me go down to that.
All right, so this is basically that doji right there, just broken up. And you can see it's kind of a bit of a range there in the breakout. Got some liquidity built here. So that got ran, got pushed out pretty hard. And then it was the last move before this boss here we're waiting for. Because, you know, it could have went further down and not even break up. So now we're looking to potentially get in here. The Asia session starts, so go ahead and then play it.
Sure.
All right, now 1 second here. I had this marked up, basically covering this high and covering this low. So that's, yeah, how many pips is this?
That is 4.5, it looks like.
4.5. Should be smaller. Is it? Okay, could be just different charts.
All right.
No
Forex.
big deal. So about 4 pips or so. All right, so here we come in. We had to go 1 in bearish to get back to this POI.
Right.
So when I was looking at this live, I saw this chalk down, this chalk down. I had to move it, and then I saw this chalk up. Okay, so right at that moment, I'm not interested until I get this POI touched. So this is, it's either going to come here or it's not. So I wasn't going to like play off of this level and continue because it chalked. I wanted to hit this because we're basing it off that 15 MPOI.
Right.
And so this right here could just be liquidity been generated before this big cake down here. So go ahead and play it.
Sure.
Let's see. Okay, right there. So we had this massive push up here, and we create relative equal lows here. So at this moment, I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's gone without me, and I'm not going to chase it. So I'm waiting for maybe something here.
Yes.
And then let it go. Keep going. Okay. And then it didn't take this high right there, so it wasn't too clear. But you can see it's kind of generating some more liquidity on the bottom.
Yes.
And so I just waited. And then I was convinced, like, I really like this level here.
Why did you like that level so much?
I liked it because we had all this sell side liquidity being built. And this looks like a bit of early enticements where people are going to want to long just a little bit too early. And a lot of times, you know, if it doesn't get in my POI and then it runs without me, I'm okay with that because I can probably get in later. So I was really strict on it has to come here. Remember I was telling you about being a spider?
Oh yeah.
So you lay this little trap here and just wait for this guy to come back and we can catch it.
Yeah, it's gotta be patiently waiting.
So, and at this particular moment, none of these highs here actually took out any previous 15M high.
So yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So other people would see this, you know, as already a bullish sign to long here already. But what like key areas that can you point out that made you not take anything here other than the fact that it didn't hit your POI yet?
The first thing was the sell side liquidity first.
Okay.
So that was a confirmation for me This POI, I liked it. I mean, the whole POI is nice. This is a refinement. This is also a refinement, but I like this first one because it was like the one that actually caused the break.
Okay.
And then as prices just kind of hanging around here, probably just stacking a bunch of orders. And we're also we're not breaking out of this range either to take out this high here.
Okay.
So basically I'm just waiting for price to shoot down here at it. Like it could be like any moment. It could be even from here. It could just go down.
Yep.
And so what I was thinking, when all of this is sitting here, it's probably going to snap real hard. You know, it may not also, but when you play it forward, you see what happened.
Yeah. I'll play forward.
Okay, so now back it up a little bit. Just right there.
Yeah. Why doesn't it go?
Be right here.
Oh,
what did you use?
no. So I'm clicking this, but it's not letting me go back.
Oh, is that
Oh, okay.
what happened?
Here, there you go. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now play one bar. All right, so here we got a break of this high and a break of this high.
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, I might have to forget about this POI for like a split second I thought this. But what happened was there was no clear POIs here. Like this gave a reaction here. So I was looking at this on the 10S right here.
Okay.
As a potential like setup. So I waited in here in case this thing was gonna take off from here. So I went on the 10S right here.
Okay, you want me to check it out in 10S then?
Sure. Oh, mark it up first.
Okay.
Actually, I could see it, but it's this little candle here. Check that out. Yep. All right, and so go ahead and play it. Okay, right there, boom. So this zone, it just got blown through. So I didn't even care about that. It's just basically when I saw this, I was thinking, well, this was the last demand before the failure of these highs. So I wanted to see some kind of reaction here for a continuation. Since it blown right through it, this was another indication that we might actually finally hit this level here. So now you can go back to the 1M.
Okay.
And when it shot real hard, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to probably market execute this thing the way it's coming back real hard. And I had a lot of confidence in this POI first. And I was thinking, you know, if this POI doesn't hold, then I'm okay to come here and look for a change of character here, maybe a little flip, and come off like maybe off a 1M mitigation continuation on the way out. I was okay with that. It's a little bit bigger of a POI, so I figured it would do something like give me a setup later. So first, I was gonna market execute this one.
Okay.
And so I had it here covering this low. Spreads weren't the best, but it was what it was.
So you want me to play more now?
Yep, you can play now.
Okay. So let me ask you one question. So when it came down like this, even though this was our marked POI, what were you looking for? Did you just smash buy because it hit the POI that you were looking for? Or were you looking for anything structural here in the seconds or on the 1 minute?
So I didn't have to I think I was on the 30S, but I wasn't looking for structure. I was just looking for right as it got here, I wanted to smack it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want something where it hits the top of the POI and then really start taking off. I've seen that happen last week. When this got burned real hard, I was like, okay, I had this as a liquidity to sweep, and then I had these for targets above. So I was picturing that this POI, first of all, off the 15M, and then this one, but first hit this one. And as it was coming in, it came in hard. And I know I've said that the return is kind of important, but I had a high confidence for this level for some reason. I mean, you marked it up That was a really good markup.
Yeah.
And after investigating it, I liked it too because it did give this a little bit of a minor sweep here. And these guys,
Mhm.
it took off and price
Oh,
never
right.
came back to mitigate this zone.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a clean level. So you notice how even this area is unmitigated.
Hmm.
This is also another clean level at the extreme.
Okay.
So I was thinking, well, this one, I'm gonna go for that one,
Oh.
the very
Let,
first one.
let me ask Sosa. Sosa, were you watching this when it happened or
I didn't catch that one. I caught the next one after it makes
next
a new
one?
high
But
from
were
there.
you watching it or not
No, I
really?
got home after this one played out.
I see. Okay. All good. All right, so keep playing or
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so it shot in real hard and I was just happy to smack it on the way in.
Mhm,
So because it was coming with some aggression.
mhm,
And basically I didn't want it to come in
mhm,
and wait for the reaction and then market execute
mhm.
because I would probably get a bad fill.
Okay.
So I was when I saw it come in hard, I was happy to smack it as soon as it's hit the top of the POI. And
Mhm.
then I got an amazing fill. I think I was probably in almost just barely drawdown, like maybe like this guy, maybe barely.
Like maybe 1 or 2 pipette drawdown, maybe,
Yeah,
or
like
right.
it was because I hit it on the way in and
Mhm,
it was already pushing on the way out.
nice.
Of course, there's these little wicks here, but
Mhm.
it it didn't really go that. It didn't really do much. I was looking on seconds, but
Nice.
there's not really much going on in there.
Mm,
So I
okay.
got in right here, and then soon as
Mhm,
soon as this high got ran, and it was actually kind of fast. This high got ran, so I was already set at BE at that point.
okay, so let's play up to that point as well then.
Yeah, put an order on here first.
Okay, all right. Let's put an order on there. So maybe on this wick or the second wick, would you say? Doesn't really
Say
matter.
right around here.
There?
Yeah, right
Right.
around there.
Okay, and put the stop loss up to the low of the POI.
Yeah, you gotta make it like
Little
4.
bit 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yep.
Mhm.
You
What
can
we
slide
got?
it over.
Oh, yeah, I always mess this up.
Yeah,
Uh,
right there.
okay.
So smack it on the way in,
Mhm,
then it shot straight up, took all this out, and then set the stop loss to break even
mhm.
at the entry.
Okay.
And I mean, you don't have to move it. Just imagine it's like right there,
Okay.
because then it'll change the RR on the way up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So when I saw this, I was like, okay, now we got something. I didn't want it to actually take me out and come here instead. So that was pretty cool. Because
Mhm,
this is like this is a 1 minute candle.
mhm.
So it hit a like 5 hour in like less in like 60 seconds.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, literally. Yep.
Yep. Come on.
That's fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I think it was at 9 o'clock, maybe.
You know, bro. You know Pelosi.
Yep.
So that shows how good of a, I mean, the strong low, how like good of a POI it was. I guess the reaction, doesn't it kind of confirm that as well? Uh,
Yes.
mhm,
The reaction actually has a nice sweep of liquidity.
mhm,
Has so liquidation, mitigation, and then a boss.
mhm.
I mean, even this little guy here, it wasn't super convincing. So I was like, well, okay, she came back kind of hard if you play it forward.
Yeah, she came back a little bit.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, maybe I might get a BE, but it didn't. So I was like, whoa, that was kind of cool.
Mhm. How far did it come back down to? I'm gonna play a little more.
I think it went somewhere here.
Okay.
Play it up. Yep.
Oh.
So while it came up here for 5R, I never took a partial.
Mm,
I took a partial shortly after that.
okay. Because you were confident in the level,
Well,
pretty much.
I was thinking the way it shot up real fast and the way it shot back down, if it's gonna if it's gonna go lower, I mean, it'll take me out anyways. So,
Mhm.
and I wasn't like, I mean, I wasn't gonna like cry about 5R.
Did you check the candle in seconds while this was happening or no?
No, I didn't check it.
Okay. I think it just mitigates this in a second. I think that's why it came down to
Yeah,
this, I guess. Yeah.
it looks like, yeah, if we weren't to justify it.
Mhm.
Usually if I see something on the 1M,
Mhm.
then I can investigate it on the 10S.
Ah,
So
okay.
if I don't see it here for an entry, then I won't take it.
I see. I see. All right. But
Oh,
you,
and by the way, these breaks here on this internal structure, people were trying to long from here. People were trying to long on this return, possibly here, or even when these got ran and we had a pullback, people are longing this.
oh yeah, that I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for continuation, because we have a change of order flow here from bearish to bullish, and prices holding.
Right.
So I wasn't gonna, I didn't want to come in here because I wanted this POI first.
Okay.
So this is like me, if I got in here, that's me kind of like being impatient.
Okay.
So you just remember, if you got the right POI, you got the right level, it'll do stuff like this and create inducement before this guy. So this is like basically that little candy bar before this nice big cake here.
I mean, this is such a good example though, like
Yes.
of inducement.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't happen on GJ when I checked. It
Yep.
didn't take out any liquidity from the, yeah.
Now the reason it's enticing them early is because we came in bearish. Now we're starting to switch slightly bullish, and they're trying to come in too early. So they see these breaks, they see these lows hold, and then they get swiped out right away. So seeing this rest in liquidity here makes this a high probability POI.
Okay. Yeah, and it's right below, like you said. Yep, yep. So higher probability. Yes.
And then, I mean, the
Double
rest,
Mhm.
yep, equal lows, good stuff there. Got this low here. I mean, yeah, it's all resting there. Like they're expecting higher prices from here.
Yeah, I was waiting for this high to be really broke.
To enter.
That's when I started to look to enter.
Oh, yeah. See, for me, the high for entering was already taken to the left. When we were pairing the whole idea for the 15M.
Yeah.
So after this left goes, then you could say, yeah, you can get in later after it has a pullback.
All right.
Yeah.
Go to the 1 minute. Is this the 1 minute?
Yeah, 1 minute. Yep.
There's that. Oops. So this would be the last zone before it really started to break. That little block of price.
Well, this right here, if you look at the left on the 15M, check it out.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
So this one right here, right after that, we'll break everything, all this stuff.
Right.
Multiple levels get broken. Even the one on the last leg down.
Yeah, I was waiting for
all
the
this.
closure. Yeah.
Yep. So that was a good confirmation.
Because if you go, is that the 15 minute?
Yep.
This 15.
So this and all this was holding everything down until we finally break it. So that was my confirmation.
I gotcha.
I see. Yeah, this was the most important move of all. Yep, yep.
I mean, I did want to get in early around the Sosa level, but it was it never returned. If you see, like after this chalk, it never came back.
Yeah.
And then you know, I wasn't up for this stuff, but I looked at it later when I was up, and then like it just didn't do anything here. So I was thinking, okay, I'll put alert above this, and then if it gives a nice POI, we'll get in.
Right, right. Yeah, it pretty much happened after the New York session closed down and then Asian session kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's when this candle, right? 6 o'clock, 1 hour after the spread hour. So
Now go to
mhm.
zoom out on the 15M. I want to show you
Okay.
something. That previous long. Remember that other one? Where was that?
Previous long.
I think it was this one right here. Look,
When did
this guy.
we?
Remember this?
Oh yeah, yep.
That's the one.
Mhm,
This is the one right here. Okay, so you see how this price was hovering here? And we
mhm.
also have this internal structure to the left.
Right.
So here we have this right here to the left,
Mhm.
and then all of this stacking right here.
Yes.
And it was just holding price the whole time. All this was just holding. So we could
Mhm.
have potentially continued bearish, but we
Shorted.
didn't.
Right.
So right here, boom, we take this and all this out. So
Mhm.
this is the same thing. We take all this and some stuff right here to the left. It's
Yeah,
almost the same thing. It's a confirmation, you know?
I've noticed. So I remember you telling me the reason why this supply is very important is because it's a last like an important supply that made
It's a
this new
15M lower high.
yeah.
So this
Um
is a lower high,
mhm,
and this is the 15M lower low,
mhm,
the previous one, and then we have a break here. So this is a new lower low.
mhm,
This is still our previous high, lower high, not this wick here, because we don't get a pullback.
mhm,
This was the only pullback. So it's like if I consolidate this in one move, it's like that.
okay.
So now once this gets run, then I'm happy to long it
Mhm.
safely.
Yeah, and then after that broke, we
Mhm.
got that mitigation to keep longing this,
Yep.
So yeah,
So
I
it
guess
looks similar right here, just a little bit bigger
mhm,
sideways because
right.
it stayed here sideways more.
Mhm.
I mean, this one's sideways for a while too.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yep. And then this guy fails, this guy fails, and then just a confirmation.
Hmm. Right.
So we get a 15M break. So we expect a 15M pullback. But the 1M has to go bearish to get that pullback to happen.
Hmm.
And then we just wait on the POI to get hit. So that was the entry model there
Yep.
for continuation.
Yeah, it was a really nice catch,
Now
very
I was worried about these guys the way they were formed
yeah.
because I was thinking, well, if this doesn't hold, I can come in here. But then if this doesn't hold and this gets run, then there's no clear POI here because none of these low break any swing.
Hmm.
Just this low broke swing.
Right.
So the move comes from here. And then
Mhm.
this was the last move before the last extreme of the reaction
Hmm.
to the supply to the left before it breaks.
Yes. Yep.
That's just the extreme below. So both of these levels are valid, like to take.
Hmm.
But if this was going to fail, then I don't think I could get back in because the order flow might be shifting bearish at that
Yeah.
point.
Continue playing. There was a clean pullback after this closure above here.
I'll continue playing, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go back to the 1 minute here. Then, all right, let me know when to stop.
Uh, one more is gonna really break on the 15.
Okay, so until the break, you said, right?
Yeah,
Okay. There you go.
Mhm.
there it is. So
You
now,
can
like,
you can squeeze this up so it doesn't get in the way too.
Oh,
The tool, this guy.
okay. Yeah. Man, I suck at this. Yeah, okay. I'll fix that later. Yeah.
then you can wait for the candle to close, play it a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, the 15. Oops.
You play?
So
Or
yeah, now that candle closed, now you can go back to the 1 minute. So you see how that 15 closed through the highs?
mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it basically made a new high there, and this would be the last area before it. So I was looking at this candle here.
Oh, so you got in there for your
Mhm.
position.
Well, I know I hesitated because I was about to enter on this
Mhm.
white, on that white candle close, and then I was
Uh-huh.
waiting. And then that next candle was bearish pretty fast. So I thought it was gonna just run this low.
Yeah, I
So I
guess.
hesitated to enter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess you can think like that since it's like all the way down here already, and the
Yep.
next
Yeah,
one's here. Yeah, that's really tricky. It messes with your mind, like seeing it
yeah.
visually like this.
But this was the
Uh,
last structure before it really broke to the
right.
upside.
Mm-hmm.
Because this left a wick on the 5 minute and 15, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at this area too, partly because
Mm-hmm.
on this return, um, you know, the liquidity concepts can be a little subjective, but I was
Mhm.
looking at these as more like equal lows for this guy potentially.
Mm,
So I was thinking here,
mhm.
and this would be my liquidity sweep.
But did it come down below these to take these?
No, this is the
Nah,
one it hit.
No.
that's a-
It
Mm,
took off after that. So this is a
okay.
good POI too, because I guess you could say, well, we've already had a sweep, so we've grabbed all the liquidity we need for the major move out,
Hmm.
and so this is just a continuation mitigation.
Okay.
yeah.
I see. One second. Let me just look at this in 5 minutes as well. 115 here again. Hmm. Interesting. All right. But
Now
it
the
does. Mhm.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, so it does provide more entries though. I mean, possible
Oh yeah.
Yep.
entries off the mitigations. Okay.
So
All right.
if you didn't catch this first one,
Mm-hmm.
you could say I want to enter potentially off of this POI here
Mm-hmm.
and wait for the return to this POI because we did have this. This was that wick on the 15
Yes.
because it did shoot back hard, so it created a wick. But I counted this as a break of structure already, and at that moment in time, I was happy to hold.
Mm-hmm.
And this pullback, even though it was kind of deep, I was like, well, you know what? If it's really gonna hold, it'll go. So I didn't have a problem with that. And then it came up, and then really had a nice candle close right here, and then it had that pullback into this area, which I wasn't gonna add another order yet
Okay. Because
because
still not sure, right? Until it goes a little bit higher, breaks down.
well, I saw these
I
equal
gave
lows get formed, and I didn't want it to hit this in case they wanted to come here and do that. So I
I
didn't
gave
want to.
one more entry after.
After this, okay. Yeah, this one was really tricky coming down here. I think I wouldn't have been able to think the way, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to get in myself as well, just looking at it.
This was the last area before it really broke and made new
Mhm.
highs. So this
Yeah.
was failing. So this would be the last area of demand
Hmm.
before it made a new high.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but just looking at this candle here, like coming down all the way here,
Well, just
would
the body of this black candle was
uh,
my POI.
the body of it.
Yeah, just the body to body
I see.
of that black candle.
Mm. You don't include the wicks for your POIs? Not really?
Not,
Never?
not if I get that candle formation.
Uh,
Cause
okay.
that dip this low here.
Hmm. I see.
You know what I mean? So it's an
Mhm.
order block when it runs low and then takes
Shoots
off.
up. Yeah.
How many pips is this?
Let's see.
Three, two,
Three?
three,
Here too?
two there.
To the
Yeah,
wick is 3,
Too
yeah.
low. Yeah, three, too low.
yeah. See, I would do that. Put the stop here. So I would get, I don't know, spreads maybe
Yeah,
get
maybe.
you.
Yeah.
So you probably have to put it down here.
Man, that's tricky. Getting in here with the spreads. Yeah. Mm. Okay.
So for
I ran
management,
1 to 20.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, is it still moving? I'm not watching it. Is it still going up?
Yeah,
Really? Did it take that forage high?
not yet.
Oh, crazy.
Probably
But
will.
that entry from here is a 1 to 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's
From
what a
there.
4 pip SO, just cause spread would put you up
It was
in
4
here.
pip, but it's still 20.
Well, just counting spread, the POI is like 3.
Okay.
Yep.
So with
This,
a 4 pip SL, it's 1 to 20 right now.
Yeah,
if this is 1 to 20, this one, it's got to be close to that too.
Yeah,
yeah. Yep, yep. Hmm,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a good continuation entry.
Yeah. But how confident are you guys taking this when you, I mean, it's a forming
if I
equal
didn't,
low.
I was gonna enter if I didn't get that bearish candle right before that impulse. After the impulse, it was too late to get in.
Okay.
Well, check this out. This guy right here, see, it's unmitigated.
Hmm.
I marked him up, but
Yeah, I
you
did too. I
yep,
didn't take it again.
this was so I didn't get this one, but I liked this one
Uh-huh.
for later. But it was really like this will come up higher and create a 15 MPOY that's unrefined,
Hmm.
and this was the refinement. So
Okay.
right now uh we have a break here, price returns.
Hmm.
We got this, it takes off later, it comes back and it starts to chain off of this.
Oh, it does. It
Yeah, so
does end
this is
up.
the first chain here.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Wanna play some more then? And
Yeah,
then see?
you gotta see it. This was the scale in POI.
Uh, yeah, I was probably driving maybe. I was outside at the point. Didn't see it.
You can actually mark this up
All right, let's mark that up. Yeah.
from candles wick to wick on this bear candle.
Hmm.
And then go ahead and smack an order on it.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be further to the later. Yep.
Okay.
And then make sure you get that open real close here.
All right. Is it here? That's it,
Right at
right?
the top of the POI. A little more up,
Good.
a little more.
Oh.
Right
Oh.
there.
Okay. All right.
All right, go ahead and play it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So now go out to the 15.
Okay, let's check that out.
So here was the POI on the 15. It was put in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the wick. So it's not refined yet. Once we got into the 1M, then we found that it refinement.
Okay.
And then you can go ahead and play it. Oh, you go to 1M.
Woman, yeah.
All right, so here it's just doing its thing. Go ahead and play it. So I marked this up right here. So some liquidity.
Liquidity. Okay.
And then let's see how this looks. This thing actually runs these a little bit like a minor sweep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can you stretch the chart a little more?
Yeah, this one, right?
I mean the scale over here.
Mm-hmm.
Stretch it up. The chart.
Oh, the chart.
Yep. Get these candles to look better. This guy.
Uh,
Your scale on the chart
uh, like,
to stretch the whole chart. Like you know how we compress it and stretch it.
like this or
Yeah. Now make it taller. All the candles
okay,
a
okay.
little bit taller. Yeah, like
All
that.
right,
Looks
all
better.
right.
Okay, so now we can see some of these interactions a little bit differently. Okay, so here
Mm-hmm.
we got these relatively equal lows being created. Now this got ran here. See that?
Yes.
So after I saw that, I was thinking, okay, we're still looking bullish. This POI right here on the 15M, which was that bigger one with the wick,
Mm-hmm.
it started to mitigate further down
Mm-hmm.
and then go ahead and play it. Now right here, or you can put the order over here now. That's where it gets tagged in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And now it started to slow down here. And so I was on the 10S,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing was I was looking for it to tag me in a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect this little tiny little wick. So
Mm-hmm.
on mine, my order was a little bit lower down here.
Okay.
And
So,
then I was looking on the 10S. If you go on the 10S real quick,
Yes.
All right, so now I had this area. Here's the last supply before the mitigation and the liquidation. So I wanted to see what would happen if this would hold and come down deeper. So go
Okay.
ahead and you can play it. So right there it held. See that? So right there, that supply held, and then we have a chalk down. So I had to come down here and then see if this is going to hold to come in further.
Okay.
And then you can play it. All right, so it came in a little bit more. I think I was still just below here.
Yeah, I think that's it, right? That's the lowest.
I think it started to chalk up. Yeah, and then this was the last area that I was looking at. Gave a reaction. Okay, see that little sweep?
Yeah, sweep right there.
Sweep those equal lows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stretch it. Good. So we have this initial reaction. We get equal lows, another reaction. We come here. We sweep these equal lows right here.
Yeah.
Boom, sweep that. So now we have a break, a sweep, a flip, and I couldn't get in on the TS. I mean on the 10S because I was like trying to get on the 1M.
Yeah. Sosa, you see this, right? Oh.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so we gotta convert you to using the seconds with
It's
us.
a POI.
I need to.
Yeah, that's a POI. Yep. It holds.
So I'm here looking at it and I'm like, oh man, it's going without me. What can I do? Because this is 10 second and I didn't want it to kind of come deeper. And
take you out.
Yeah, I wouldn't take any losses right at the moment because I was already running pretty good R.
Yeah.
But I was still bullish. This whole PA right here, coming back, this is where Juan was calling for shorts.
Oh, he got in shorts early. I mean, based on this move now.
Yeah.
On the minute.
On the 1M, the 1M was the 1M had to go bearish to hit this POI first of all. But I'm bearish after the 15M fails.
Yeah, that's a little bit too early. This is too early for me to sell. And I mean, these got a break certainly. You know,
so if we get like a 15M break, you're gonna get a 15M pullback.
Right.
So I'm not shorting yet until some 15M low gets ran. So we were still bullish, even though the 1M was bearish. So we had to wait for it to realign bullish. But see all these candles right here? It was just like 1M's stacked like that. It didn't have any strong pushes. It was just kind of real tight. So that's why I had to use the seconds. But with the seconds, the POIs were so tiny. I mean, look at that POI on the 10S.
Yeah.
See this equal lows created?
Yep.
And then we have the chalk. We have the reaction, the sweep, and then the break. So this is a POI. How big is this right here? From this wick to there.
That okay, 1 second.
Just cover that whole wick.
1.4.
Yeah, see, I was like, that's too crazy. And that's my spreads were bigger than that.
Yeah. Our spreads, bigger than that, yeah. Definitely.
So from here on out, you got a lot of 10S mitigations. Not a lot of it wasn't clear on the 1M mitigations.
So you're noticing it as it played out.
It was chaining. I was just watching it. I was like, man, all these look really good.
Yes,
so then I was gonna say I was waiting for these to get ran and potentially these to get ran and then potentially have a pullback into something on the 1M.
Pullback, okay. But it never pulled back after this though, right?
I think it did.
Oh, it did.
It gave one more entry. I actually gave two more mitigations and then it took off on the 1M. But at that point it was higher up in this leg. Kind of like before taking the high. So if you play it on the 1M.
Yep.
So there we take this guy.
Yes.
and then keep going. So I was thinking, man, maybe something here if it comes back here, because then we take this high.
That makes sense.
And so keep going. It ends up playing off of this. So
Oh,
you have basically a reaction to this supply. This is a valid supply because it took a low.
yes. Yep. Yep.
We have a reaction and then the break.
That's the
Then
flip.
the return to that on that flip. Yep, that was the flip.
Yeah.
So price should have continued bearish from there, but we had a supply with demand takeover.
You always mention, so whenever we break something to the left and make a, I guess, lower low, these supplies that, I guess caused it are very important. So, I mean, noticing these, I think really helps with your trading. That's one thing that you taught me that, changed a lot for me.
So look at, for example, look at this leg of this bearish leg down. So we come in like this. We have this lower high. We break this this lower low, and then we got like this little move. That's this guy, and then we come into the PY. Now when we come back, it gives a reaction here to this supply. It's like these guys right here. Let me erase some of this here. The thing is, this looks really. All the only thing they give you is like maybe this guy, but price never came back here. So we have a kind of an ugly flip. We come up, and now we got this guy. So this supply up here, we come up here, and we have a reaction, and then the break, which leaves this PY here unmitigated.
And comes back. Yeah.
So we come back and we mitigate this, and then we continue up. So you're going to see a chain form in this particular area, which is a nice chain. But then again, I like to get in here, and when it's pushing out, it's a little too high in the leg. So it has some risk because once you take the 15M high, you could expect a pullback.
Okay.
So, it comes with the risk. It took the high?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So that's over 100 pips, I think.
Jeez.
I'm floating 200.
It is exactly 100?
I'm floating 200.
Oh, yeah, your entry. You caught the reversal.
Yeah.
Wow. Yours is floating 112.
Jeez. Yeah, so I guess we're coming to that level. That
That's
soon
nice.
enough.
So go ahead and play this one real quick.
Okay.
So we break this high. So a lot of times when you break like a 1M high, you can expect a 1M pullback.
Right.
So now we have potentially this range here that we can pull back into. So go ahead and play it. I think that might have been it right there. So it hit something here, like this unmitigated area. And then it kind of just hung out for a while. And then it finally broke. Now this break right here, price never gave a re-entry. It never pulled back. They just shot to the moon.
So this was the last entry right here. This was it.
Yep. The first Asia POI, the first one, that was one entry with one continuation after, and then we have this one and potentially these two.
Okay, so
these two here.
About 3.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
So let's count them. We got 1, 2. This one might give you a break even right here. But then this was the one I was looking at the whole time anyways. And then you have 3 or 4.
4. Oh, including, yeah.
Because this will be the flip right here. And then this will be the mitigation continuation.
Man.
So basically, like we had to come bearish, like I said, and then now we are bullish order flow on the 1M. So we take multiple highs here, but this one right here doesn't give an entry, but these do.
Yeah, those do. Yep. Oh. Yeah, I guess
Now for
How was it?
targets, if you put it back on for targets, for management,
Mhm.
just move this one up here. Think it was right back up a little bit. I wanted to hit somewhere in the middle of this imbalance. That was my exit.
Was it the whole 15-minute middle of it, or like that, or?
Yes, it was similar to that. I mean, the range is more like here and out.
Uh-huh.
So it's somewhere in the middle. So
Okay.
that gave you like 13.5, I think, or a little
Yeah.
more.
Yep. Mhm.
I was fine with that because,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
fine.
I was looking at the 1 hour imbalance.
A 1 hour.
Yeah, because once it broke, it was straight to it.
Like that? Or
Yeah, yeah, that the full, yeah.
what's the whole thing?
I
I was
think it's from
targeting, I
this
was
wick
targeting the
and
fill.
this wick.
From here. Okay.
Well, I was
Anything between
targeting
the, yeah.
that whole area to be filled, and then this high.
Mm.
Oh yeah, we all wonder how to go, right?
Yeah,
This guy, I didn't know. Well, let's see where it's at right now. I'm curious. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it yet.
Let me get out of
was
here.
at 141.
What? No way.
Look at that in the basket too. So
Basket died. Look at
yeah,
you, bro. I'm trying to long it.
GU. Okay.
Not yet. I think tap me in.
Mm. So on this recap, anything else to add? That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Pull this RR tool up. See what it says next out.
I mean, up to the high,
To
it's
the here
20,
to the. Oh yeah, that's
uh,
20. Okay, what's it at?
28.
28.
Well, I could be wrong. I gotta maybe fix it.
What's
One
it
second.
saying?
Yeah, let
It says
me.
31, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, 31R.
Yeah, 31. Yep.
And then check the scale in.
Scaling.
Yeah,
Okay.
if we caught the scale in, because you know you got some house money to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So
On
you
the
got
25.
about 50R,
25.
close to 50R combined.
Yeah. Yeah, more than that.
More.
56, 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Dang.
I didn't expect that.
Jesus.
Yeah,
If
nobody did.
you risk 1%, you'd have been, yeah, up
50 grand.
50%. Yeah. Yeah. On the 100K. Jesus. On
That's
this
not
one.
bad. How many hours was that? From Asia to now?
Asia to now, I
Half a
guess.
day's work.
Do you like count the spread hour from 5 to 6 p.m. or no? No, right? Or do you still count it, or
You can use
Uh-huh.
the ruler from here and
no?
stretch it
Okay.
over
I mean, it's about 9 hours from 6 o'clock to now, but
from that first wick. Yeah, right there.
okay.
Hit that one. Go to the right. So you'll
All
be
right.
measuring to current price.
Oh, shit.
So from here to here,
Yeah.
where price is at. 7 hours.
So that you're okay until now from that play.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 7 hours.
Because we're at 3 o'clock. So this is London now.
Mhm.
So one whole session and a little bit.
Jake pumping, gosh.
Mhm.
She on
That's
one
insane.
41.50.
Dang. 7 hours
Hey,
gives
pull
you
up.
50 grand.
What? Hey, pull up G. I want to long it.
Okay. 1 second.